Hi, this is Darman and welcome to another Minecraft Let's Play video. In this video series, we are doing survival. Well, I'm doing survival. You're watching me do survival. Hey, maybe you're doing this survival with me. Like, I put the seed in the last video, so maybe you picked the same seed and you're gonna do hopefully you do different stuff than I do. But hopefully you'll learn something. So today, I have, or in between videos I should say, I flattened out this land here, filled in a couple of holes. This is our mine, my mine, and we're one block down from where we were, which is why this is sitting here at that level, because I would need a silk touch pickaxe to break that to make it. But you know what, I'm cool with it just leaving there. It's actually a nice landmark. If I'm at sea, I can maybe see smoke, or I don't know, we'll see if that ends up being useful, but I certainly don't feel like moving it. So in the process of flattening this out, I did come across a couple of sheep, and so now I have a bed. I haven't used it really, but except for bouncing. And I collected some gold, because there's a drowned came at me, and I was like, yo bro, back off, and he was like, nah bro, I'm coming for your face, and I'm like, haha, and then he gave me his gold. Long story short, so I did move kind of stuff back over here, and this is going to be where my first house is going to be. This is just a nice area, and it can easily be flattened out even more. I've got lots of trees. I can flatten this out all up here. I like to flatten things out. Have you picked up on that? Like, I don't know, I just need space. Like, I see some people's worlds and they're like, I don't know, they're making these like little quaint villages and like interesting ground patterns, and it's always like these different levels, and I'm like, just flatten it out. I'm like, I don't know, I'm like the government contractor of mine builders. I'm very practical and rarely do anything for, aesthetic sake. Oh look, I'm gonna get to test that bed out in just a couple of minutes. How nice. We'll get to did I say lice? Lice is not nice. No, that's a whole other story. Just say no to lice. So that's gonna sunset in a little bit, so I'm going to build my smeltomatic smelter kind of like right here in the morning. And then we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about fishing. So are we ready for bed yet? Almost 3, 2, 1. I think now I can sleep. Yes. Okay, good. But always my finger on the A button, ready to wake myself up in case somebody tries to come and wake me up, since I don't have actually any walls yet, which I really don't care about yet, because I can always go mining if I really feeling paranoid about it. And I've had, knock on wood, good luck with just sleeping out in the open, as long as I've got torches around me. That's going to keep people from spawning too much. Anyway, so I'm going to build this smelter, and there's going to be a couple of options. You can build it exactly like me, or you can probably figure out ways around it to make it slightly maybe more compact, but mine's just pretty tall. So I'm just going to start with a double chest. You can just do a single if you don't have the resources yet. If you don't, just chop down some trees. It's 9 blocks of wood. So I'm gonna I've got my hoppers already made, which are made with iron and a chest, and I'm going to crouch here, which is the important part. Otherwise the chest will just simply open. And so now that hopper is now attached to that chest, and I'm going to pile up a little bit and crouch again and put the furnace on here and stay crouched. I'm going to put the hopper on top of that and come up a little bit, and then just put my two. I'm still crouched. We're just walking away from that one. I'm still crouched, and putting the two up here. Again, you can just use one if you so desire. The input one, I have to say, you could easily probably just have one there, but it depends on how much stuff you're planning on smelting. You could have a double chest full of stuff that you need to smelt. That's cool. Good on you. So that's the only real hard part or annoying part about this, is that this is going to be in my house, so I have to have my house roof up there. So I'll probably do like a peaked roof. Like have the side of the house, like maybe over here, have it come up, and then just a little bit taller. So you can do the furnace outside. You could put the furnace out maybe where you're fishing. So we're gonna talk about fishing right now. Actually, let's just get this going. I'm just gonna put a little bit of coal in there, And I actually don't have anything to cook. I think I have something in here. Oh yeah, so I've done this. I've done a little test fishing. So I have some raw cod here, and we'll just put that in there. And again, the best part of this system is that you can put whatever you want in this chest simultaneously, and eventually it will all get cooked. That is just the best. I just love not having to have multiple furnaces, and all the furnaces will be, one furnace will load up all the XP of everything that I'm going to do. Oh, speaking of which, I need some sort of block. It doesn't really matter what kind. Oh, excuse me, I have to crouch again. And I'm putting that here so that I can put this lever. Here we go. I've got a lever here. And this is important for the XP, for getting keeping the XP in and for getting it out. And I did show you in the last video how this worked. Basically, this lever controls this hopper. It locks it, it's called. So right now it's just flowing free in the up position. That's the default position. Stuff is just going to come automatically through there, and you can see it's coming, cooking, and it's going into there. If I were to flip this down, that activates the redstone signal in here, and it locks this hopper from anything passing through. So now stuff that is cooking in here is going to get stuck in here like how it normally is, and so you just pull it out, and then boom, you get the XP for that, for all the XP that's been built up. Actually, that's not true. I do not believe you get all the XP that this thing has built up. I think there is a limit, and I've not found any evidence about that on the internet. But it seems like when I'm really low on XP, I come into my machine and do that, pull one thing out. I usually get almost the exact same amount each time. So I don't think it's possible I could be timing it like that, like it's had that many number of things going through there. So I think it only gives you like a certain little of XP. And because you can actually go right back in, get the next item, and get like the same amount of XP eventually. But we're way far away from that possibility because we're just starting to smelt things. And I don't know, you peeked it in here while I was doing this. I did grab a couple. I do have a couple of enchanted items I fished out of the sea already, and just doing some tests. So speaking of tests, I wanted to kind of talk about the mechanics of fishing while all this is cooking. And might seem silly to talk about it or boring, but there are reasons why I'm doing everything I'm doing, and I feel like I need to explain that to you. So we are going to go over to a world where I did a bunch of experiments, and I'm going to show you exactly what happened. Okay, so this is what I did some experiments because I'm a nerd, and there are mechanics involved in fishing in Minecraft that you need to know about and understand what's happening and how to get the best results. And yes, number one, I made a 1x1 hole with water in it, and it does work. You can get fish out of here. And what I did was, with this experiment, I actually hi there, sir, you're kind of interrupting the video just a little. Stop dancing around like some weird undead go-go dancer. So I set a 5-minute time limit. I dug a space, made a 5-minute time limit to see what I could dig out and how many things I could fish out, not dig out. So 1x1, and after 5 minutes, I got this. I got 14 fish and a piece of string. This is 2x2, and if you ignore that, I got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I got actually 16 things out of here, all of which this is junk. None of this is treasure. These are fish. Yeah. So over here, I've got a 5x5, and the reason I keep making them bigger is because there is a mechanic as I understand it, from the Wikipedia thing, that to get treasure out of your fishing, which is what I'm going for, you need to have the bobber needs to have like 2 blocks on each side of it. It needs to be in what they call quote unquote open water, which is defined as something like a 5x4x5 area, which also includes above it. You need to have sky above it. So underwater or underground caverns are not going to maybe produce what you're looking for. it's if you have stuff like overhanging it or some like shelter or something like that, then you know, you need to have 2 blocks on like each side, like a block down and 2 blocks up above it, open, something like that. So this is just 1 block deep, and I got this stuff. So 9, and I'm counting 10, so I got 15 things out of there. So in each of these cases, I got about 15, 16 things. It didn't seem to make much difference in the 5-minute time limit. And this is a 5x5 that's 2 blocks deep. And I built this very carefully. This is actually the same exact size and width and depth. However, Minecraft is weird, and if you don't layer the water, in other words, this is 2 blocks deep, so I had to fill the bottom layer with water and then fill the top layer with water, which is not at all difficult, but it's a little more time consuming. But you need to know that there is a difference between that and this, because this one is one where I just dug out 1 block down, filled it with water, and then dug out all the ground underneath of it, which is perfectly valid for, just making a, casual swimming pool in your world. But if we're talking about fishing, there's a difference, because stuff doesn't float. And that's because the top layer is the water blocks. Those are the water source blocks, and then they are flowing down, which is why it's holding that block down there. In this one, which I layered it, anything floats back up because all of those are considered source blocks of water. And that makes a big difference for fishing. That is what is, you need that in order to have that calculation of, the game asking, is there enough water around it or air above it and stuff like that. That makes a big difference. So in this one, I did get some treasure, a couple of nice little things, name tag, and of course some fish. But again, still about, what do we have? 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We got 14 items here. So we're averaging probably about 15 items, you could say, for each of these. This one was the same way, except no treasure, just bowls and string. So I made one a little bigger, because I'm thinking this shouldn't take this long. 5 minutes should give me more than 15 items, because in my experience, in my worlds, I'm like, I know it should be fishing faster than that, because fishing is horrifically just slow and boring as it is. But it can be better if the things actually bite onto the thing faster, which is what the enchantments are all about. Getting the lore, which helps the fight. See, this is taking forever. I can't take this. No, there is a way. And so this is 3 blocks deep. This is 5x5, 3 blocks deep. Same amount of time. Did get some treasure. Same amount, same amount of things. Average around 15. This was average around 15. So I'm going to tell you something that doesn't make any sense to me. I've never found any record of information about this on the internet, and that is this: fishing in oceans is faster. I don't know why. Even rivers, like if they're bigger and deeper, like if it's nice and big and deep and naturally generated, work faster than even this one. This one should be, it's got plenty of space around it. So I don't know what the mechanics are involved there, but sitting here for 5 minutes pulling 15 things out, that's no good. That's not going to help me too fast, and it's going to make me really bored, and you're going to hate me for it. But it does work. It's just more time consuming. So if you don't have access to a large body of water, you can build one and it will work, and you can get treasure out of it. It just will not do it as quickly as if you had done it in the actual ocean, which is why I'm so excited about my current seed that has that. So speaking of which, and one other thing, you need to know that if it's raining, you'll fish faster. So if it's raining and you're like, oh man, it's raining, I'm gonna do the light level goes down a little bit, and sometimes you get more mob spawning. But if your bobber is getting rained on, if the block your bobber is getting rained on, it will fish 20% faster, is my information. The things will attach 20, the bubbles will come 20% faster. So if you're in the ocean and it's raining, this is like almost like using an enchanted rod. So it becomes really, it's very quick. So anytime it is raining, take advantage. If you have to do some fishing and you know it's going to rain, or not, you're never going to know it's going to rain. But if it is raining and it's nice in daytime and you're not worried about things spawning and trying to kill you, then by golly, take advantage of that and do some fishing. For some reason, it actually works in the real world as well, and it works here for some reason. So let's go back to the other place. So now you see why, you know, I could fish from this hole, but it's just, the mechanics of it are just it's going to be too slow. And so what I'm going to do is actually, just use wood. I'm going to build a little fishing pier. Since I have this nice little peninsula here, I'm just going to kind of make it come right here. You could just do however wide you want it, but what I do is I just make it 2, maybe 3 blocks wide, and I'm using what is really kind of an old method for building out into open space, which is to walk backwards while crouching and looking down. And there actually is a new mechanic that helps you, like, just walk in a straight line, and it will, you can, like, it will build. But the problem is, I don't know, it's touchy, and I get real nervous when I get to the, like that. See, that happens sometimes, and when you're, like, in the nether, that's bad. So I end up walking really slow to do it, and then I'm like, well, if I'm walking this slow, why bother? I'm just going to do it the old-fashioned way. So that's why I'm out here. So let's throw this fishing rod in, and I'll show you just how fast we can get this. Look at that! I already got a bite. And that's like less than 5 seconds. Like 5 seconds is usually kind of like, I count to 5, and if I'm not, nothing's come out, then I'll pull it out and put it back in. And maybe that's silly, but and I sometimes mistime this. Sometimes I'll pull it out too fast, and I miss my opportunity, or I get bored, and then I'm like, all right, I'm out of here, and I pull it, and then it's just when the bubbles start showing up, and you're like, oh, great, I missed out whatever that was. So just fishing right now, I'm feeling really good about how fast these bites are coming. You'll get some lulls like I have right now, but if you do, just just pull it out and put it back in, because as soon as that bobber hits, that calculation is done by the game, and sometimes I can't pull it up at all. But sometimes that's because I can't see too well. Like, I hate it when my little plus sign is like over top of it, because it kind of makes it hard to see what's actually happening. Yeah, it's easier. And you can fish as far as you want. It makes you don't even hear the splash at that point. I hear just the whoosh, and you get the XP and whatever. Whoa, that fish was like flying at me. It's fun. So this is a nice, easy way to spend some time in Minecraft. If you fish for like a day or two, I got another fishing rod. Let's see what we got. Do I have an upgrade? Yes, I have lure 2 on here. So here's the deal. I have fished out a fishing rod that has a couple of enchantments, which are really helpful. Lure 2, which will make it fish faster, and Unbreaking, which will make the rod last longer. So normally, in my olden days, I would be like, okay, well, that's great, but it's gonna break at some point. It's not really all that useful. So now is the time, because I've built all this other stuff already, I can immediately go back here, fix it up, and start using it. In fact, in part of my tests, I actually ended up fishing out a mending one, so I can show you. Oh, where is my anvil? Did I not? Oh, I haven't made it yet. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because I only have 26, and I need 31 iron to do that. Okay, so it's nighttime, and I need iron. So I think you can probably guess what that means. We're going mining, since I'm not going to mine during the day. Although the song says don't mine at night, but that's okay. I can mine at night. That mine over here, I feel is kind of really tapped out. I did run across some other places, but I need to make sure I have correct supplies for mining, and especially stuff I don't want to actually lose. you know what, I'm going to get rid of the fish that I just caught. I'm going to put that in here. Put my cod in there. Raw salmon over there. And I think we already have some here, so I'm just going to use that for my food. And get rid of this junk. Eventually I'll have like a chest or two of just fishing rods and, what do you call them? You know, fishing rods and bows that I fished out. And I just keep them for, you know, combining and so forth. So I'll just get rid of this other junk that I don't really need any more food than mine. I don't like mining without a bucket, but I don't want to use any of my iron yet. As silly as that sounds, I don't want to do it yet. So that's okay. I'll just live without it for now. Hopefully the mines will be merciful and give me... Oh, I'm going to make some more torches. Hopefully the mines will be kind and give me lots and lots of iron. So I need to sneak around here first. Let's see if Fred's hanging out here. Oh, I don't want to bring my fishing rod in case I die in lava or something like that. So everything else is basically replaceable. So let's go. There was something over here. Creepy cave sounds can just go away. I mean, I know I can turn them off, but I'm not. At least it lets me know there's a cave nearby. I guess no. Spider, annoying, not really a cave. Whoa, hi there. Oh, he had a nice hat. A leather helmet, which is more than I have at this point. Thank you very much. Where you got that from? This is this must be part I already explored. Oh yeah, this is yeah, hi. Don't touch me. All right, this is where I came out of. Oh, they're just coming at me, aren't they? Oh, he's drowned now. Okay, that was fast. He turned drowned really fast. Usually takes about like 30 seconds. Hey, speaking of which, if you ever see some zombies wearing some armor that you want, then just take them and they'll follow you into the water and eventually become drowned, and then their armor will immediately pop off, all of it. And so, you know, then you can have it, which is usually it's I don't know, leather or gold for some reason, and that's helpful because you're going to need gold armor, some piece of gold material to go into the nether, so that the piglins don't bother you. Because I don't know why they like gold, and if you don't have any gold on you, they immediately believe that you are their enemy and will try to kill you. So having, you know, especially the first time going into the nether, I will definitely be wearing a little bit of gold just to try to stop that from happening. So do we have... Oh, there's not really even anything else down here. This is like... There's nothing here. All right, so I'm going to mine around a little bit and see if I can get some more iron here or somewhere else. I'm not sure where. And I will meet you back on the flip side. Okay, that's pretty fruitful. I'm just picking up a couple of extra ones I saw here. This is the exit that I came out originally from the mine where I got lost in the last episode. So that turned out to be a bit closer to my house than I thought. So I've got like 43 iron, and I picked up a ton of almost about 2.5 stacks of coal, so that's good. So somewhere I should be able to find my house somewhere. There we go. House. Yeah, some house. It's a Wonder Woman special. It's just invisible. That's all. It's not been a problem. Okay, so I'm going to smelt this and let that cook, and then we'll build our anvil. The other thing I wanted to talk about... Oh, I'm very hungry. Ironically, I don't really eat fish in real life. So, did I see a turtle? Okay. So I'm just gonna, I was gonna say I'm gonna keep fishing, because fishing is just there's, it's three great things. One, it gets you fish, it gets you food, all the food you want. You get tons of food if you fish enough. I'm like, where's my fishing rod? There it is. Tons of food. You get XP, which this was my main source of XP for a long time in one of my worlds that I started right after the lockdown coronavirus happened. And it was, then I realized, like, oh, you know what? This is a good way to XP. And that's when I really started getting into using the enchantments. And because you're fishing out a lot of enchantments out of the ocean, some of which you can't get out of an enchantment table, like mending. You can get mending out of the ocean. You cannot get it from an enchantment table. You can also get mending from a villager, not cartographer, oh man, what's the guy? The librarian. Thank you. The librarian, the right librarian will get you mending, and that's a whole other thing we'll talk about. But this, by far and away, is the easiest way, because you're going to, especially early on, you need XP, you need a bunch of food, you need treasure and objects and things that this thing will deliver. So this is just like a win-win-win, especially early on. So that is why, saddle. You'll get a lot of saddles, and I don't know. I ended up making an entire store just for my saddles in one of my worlds, because I didn't know really what to do with them. And see how quickly all this fishing is going. This is good, and we're building up XP. And by this point, my stuff should be cooked. Well, enough of it should be cooked that we can do what I was going to do earlier. Okay, let's get that other iron that I have here, and I just need a few more. All right, so I'm going to make 3 blocks of, where's my, there we go. 1, 2, 3, and then I should have an anvil available to me. Here it is. Ooh, there we go. Let's put this down. I'll put it right here. Okay, so we can now take these couple of fishing rods and we'll combine them. Now you can combine on a grindstone, but it takes the enchantments off when you do that, so only good for enchanting things that aren't. So now we can have this Unbreaking 1, Mending 1, Lore 2 at a cost of 16, which we have plenty of XP right now, so I'm going to do that. And now we're down to 2 XP, but since this has mending, we're not going to have to worry about fixing it ever again. The downside is that now any XP that we get from fishing is going to go into the fishing rod until it's fully mended, and then once it is, then you'll never have to worry about making another fishing rod ever again. So now we've got Lore 2, but right off the bat, I'm not feeling that it's really going a lot faster. And again, I think that's more to do with the ocean environment making it quicker. But it's coming in pretty quick. There's a lily pad, some useless, well, I was going to say useless boots. You'll get a lot of boots. I don't know what you're going to do with them. I ended up dropping most of mine into some lava. After a while, they're not real useful. You can leave them for your friends when they come to your world. Like, oh, here's some armor for you. And they're like, wah, 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 wah. Here's some iron, some leather for you. Fishing zombie meat is like something I don't really need. There are villagers that will trade for it, the clerics, but there's only 2 villagers that I trade with that I think are really giving me stuff that I can't get anywhere else, and that's the librarians, because you can get mending from them, you can get any enchantment from them. You just have to set it up right. And the Fletchers, because that's, as far as I know, the only way you can get those tipped arrows. So this thing now, it's got lore, even just Lore 2 is really cranking up how quickly we're getting stuff out of the ocean. So as you progress, each fishing rod that you get will make it even faster and faster. And when I get luck of the sea, on here because eventually I'll get a fishing rod out of here that's luck of the sea. I guarantee it. And it will get us treasure even that much faster. So it just builds on each other. Oh, and now it's raining. Yes. So now that increases by 20% how quickly things start coming to us. So I'm going to take advantage of that, and rain, don't go away. The only problem is at some point it's probably going to be nighttime, but I'm not going to worry about that. But I am just going to take a kind of peek behind me once in a while, make sure there's nobody sneaking up on me, because I've had that happen before. I don't know if I mentioned that before yet. So this is all happening like as soon as I put the bobber in the water, almost immediately we're getting a trail of bubbles that are coming, and this is what we want. And this is really more what it's like when we have lure 3, even when it's not raining. It pretty much does that. And I don't know, going back to the whole why is it fishing faster here than anywhere else, I really just don't know. And it is getting dark. My original theory was like the bubbles can start pretty far away, or they can start close. You just never know what you're going to get. Like that was a really close one, and sometimes you get ones that start really far away. And I thought, well, maybe if you have more water surface, like those ones that would normally be far away, I wonder if they just simply don't come to you because they can't start the animations that far away. I don't know. I really don't know. But we're actually, going to use the bed this time, since we have it. And the night, since it's not sun beating down on the water anymore, we're not probably going to get it as much chance at treasure. So, raining at night, unfortunately, is not going to be that helpful. Moonlight, as far as I know, sunlight and moonlight both work for fishing. That's what I read anyway, but I'm pretty sure I feel like sunlight works better, and but at least you got to see what happens when it rains. It just is even that much faster. Like right now there's nobody coming, but it was raining. We never had that. We always had something on the hook within about the bubble started almost immediately. And eventually I am going to get something really cool out of here. Some more cool fishing rods and some more cool bows, which I will eventually combine to make one of my killer bows, which has I don't use mending on my bows. I don't like that because I like to have infinity. I like no arrows because then I don't have to deal with chickens. So at this point, if you are wondering if you're fishing now in your world, I'm going to let you get to it. I'm going to do some more of it myself. And I think the next video, we're going to need to start building. I think I need to start building a house. And yeah, I think that would be really smart. I'll do some more mining, get a house built, and start planning out some activities that I'm going to do that will help illustrate things that I've learned throughout my short career at playing Minecraft. So until then, thanks for watching, and I will see you later. Bye!